Okay, so we need to go back here in containment. I forget why, but let's see if we can find. I guess Panopticon is the closest to where we need to go. No, logistics. Logistics sounds good. Let's try that. We'll figure things out. There's also Alien Isolation. I really want to play um, when we have time. In large part because I would like Nomad to see that game because um, he loves Alien too, and I feel it's a bit sad that he's never played it. And it's his choice, obviously. But if I can help it and make him see it, then I plan to. These dudes are super high level and probably not something I need to really deal with. Let's just ignore them. We are not at all in the right place. Okay, so we need to go back there. And to the left. I did. Let me just try to get my bearings. Okay, so we need to go somewhere up. Up there, okay. Alright. We'll figure out how. Okay, let me catch up to chat. There was always the release date. They didn't have one on the trailer, I don't think. Oh, are we sure I saw 2022 as a date? That is weird, but I can be wrong. I for sure can be wrong. Can I open that? Oh, yes we can, but it's gonna kill us, isn't it? Yep. Okay, and that's right, we didn't go to fight the mole either, but that's fine. We're gonna skip the mole, we don't need it. It doesn't tell us a whole bunch, quite frankly, about the world. It doesn't really add much, so we can skip the mold. I don't know if this is going on the right way, but okay. Yes, I did see Doctor Strange this Saturday. Yes, it sucks big hairy balls that people have spoiled that movie as much as it did. I got a huge spoiler literally before going to bed the day before I went to see it. Seriously, and like a lot of them were even in articles like saying like, oh, there are going to be big surprises in the movie, like, and probably the biggest surprise is this one, and like, dude, if you know it's a surprise, shut the fuck up, like, in the nicest way I can say it. Don't spoil it in your fucking article online, you jackass. Try to be nice, but it's not working. Seriously, that is bad. Seriously, why would you even write an article like? Yeah, I'm not even gonna go there because I don't want to accidentally spoil the movie. It's got a lot of things that can be spoiled. Seriously. It's not as big as marketing makes us think it is. It's interesting. It's nice. It's got some, in my opinion, big drawback in terms of character interpretation. I won't go into any details in regards to that. Aside from that huge flaw, it's a pretty interesting movie. It's very entertaining. Like, once again, Marvel knows what they're doing. They know what the people are expecting, and they are playing to these expectations, both in terms of giving them what they want and also strategically not giving them what they were expected. So it's one more really good Marvel movie with a huge flaw that I won't get into because the flaw in itself is a huge spoiler that I won't go into. So yeah, I hope you have fun. I hope you enjoy it. I did. And spoiling sucks. Please, internet, stop doing that. If I'm reading an article on something unrelated to Doctor Strange, can you not spoil Doctor Strange in it? Literally, that's what happened to me. I had a huge spoiler reading something on an actor, completely unrelated, and then right then and there, one of the biggest spoiler, like, why, person who wrote the article, why? On that note, we have a recording to listen to.
Mark Gibson, male, age 28, returned from the astral plane approximately 13 minutes ago. This was his 21st dive. Patient is experiencing migraine-like pain, intense pressure behind the eyes, and partial blindness. He has no recollection of his time in the astral plane and appears severely disoriented. Preliminary examination revealed no immediate cause, so we will be sending the patient for x-rays and... What the fuck is that thing? God, it burst right out of him. Call Black! Get Marshall!
I think that's... Wow, that's cool. That is the point in time where someone brought back an astral spike. Elizabeth Olsen does rock in it. She is pretty cool, pretty good. And that's all I'll say about it. Wait, what? Isn't that where I came in? Oh no, that was a locked door. Okay. Okay. Let's play it this way. What plays with gravity? Huh. That's weird. That is now a much more valid build than it was a few minutes ago. What the hell are you? Oh, it's probably an object of power. Yeah, we're resolving an object of power right now. Okay, good to go. There we go. Okay, so we did one by accident. That's fine. That's fine. is. But we should clean up our assets then. We don't need that. Spin grip, that's fine. Okay, as good as we're gonna get. A notes article online, new Doctor Who, correct. We'll get back to that. Chestburster, I have to say it looks really long to be the Doctor, but people have been saying that about all of New Who, but to me at least it looks younger than Matt Smith. I think I read online that Max Smith was younger than he is now, though. Never seen anything with him in it. Me neither. Apparently is in a Netflix show called Sex Education, which I have not seen. And since I am no longer, I don't have Netflix anymore because they raised their prices one time too many for my tastes, and I was pretty much done watching any show that was interesting to me on Netflix for the time being. So I just kind of stopped, at least until Stranger Things comes back, because I'm a huge Stranger Things fan and I'm gonna want to watch that. Where's the candidate? Oh, prime candidate program up and over there. Perfect. There we go. I don't have a big opinion on the new guy. I'm glad that he's a person of color. Hopefully that means they're gonna quote unquote try again. Like as I was saying last week, I loved that the new Doctor was a woman, and I wanted them to keep trying, because I don't think Whittaker's era was particularly good, but I don't think it's because of her gender. It was just that it didn't congeal. Like, season 1 was not enough Doctor Who, and all of the other seasons kind of dropped everything that was unique and interesting with the new team and the Whittaker Doctor to go all the way just Doctor Who, instead of trying to find a way to branch these two, like the new approach and the classic Doctor Who, try to make them work together. So suddenly the new team didn't work, because thematically they were strong when they were going in these bold new directions, and they were exploring different topics, new topics about gender issues. Like, for the first time, like, the Doctor went to places and people weren't listening automatically to everything they say, because they were looking down on her because she was a woman, and that's the thing women live with every day. And it was interesting to see the Doctor having to deal with that for the first time, and it's not really there anymore. Like, they stopped trying to address these issues and cover these issues and make statements about how humans need to get over themselves and do better. And that was the strength of this new team, and they just stopped doing that, just to put it completely, all Doctor Who all the time. So it lost its appeal, it lost its charm. So I'm hoping maybe with this new Doctor, they're going to try to address these topics again. They're going to try again. But at this time, hopefully, do a better mix so that it still feels like it's Doctor Who. But yeah, so I would love to watch what the new actor has done. But I'm not going to subscribe to Netflix just to watch a show called Sex Education, because just by the title, I'm not entirely, convinced it's a show I want to watch. Although, apparently it's really good. I'm probably going to give it a try once Stranger Things comes out, and I subscribe again just to watch that, just to binge watch Stranger Things. I mean, at that point, I'll have paid for a whole month, right? So I'm gonna try to binge other stuff, and that is probably going to be one of the shows I'm binging. Um, I'm not entirely convinced because I watched an interview with the actor, and his vibe doesn't feel super doctory to me. But that's the joy. One of the real pleasures of Doctor Who is a new doctor never feels like the doctor when they start. Whenever a new doctor comes in, there's a cycle of doctors, right? You always go, that's just not my doctor. And by the time their arc is through, usually you're like, oh shit, that was a good doctor. So I'm really excited to go through this cycle again, to start off with he's too young, or whatever the classics, and end up being a big fan of his work. So I'll definitely give it a shot. I really look forward to see what kind of stories they come up with, and what bold new direction they're going to try. Hopefully it's interesting. You also wrote Moss, and I'm not sure. Are you referring to the VR game Moss? Did I say I would talk about Moss this week or something like that? Is that something that happened? And I forgot. I didn't see nothing. I should have possessed them. I need to possess more often. New mission. Oh, we've got the mirror. That's what we need to go to, the mirror. We won't do that tonight. We're going to focus on the Prime Candidate program.
To find new Prime candidates. The Bureau needs a director. Our future. P6 and P7.
Okay. I guess this would be a good time to go through our collectibles. But first, let me catch up. The whole thing about not fitting the Doctor is actually the opposite for me. For Capaldi, he fit the Doctor almost too well that the disappointment at the direction he took for his season and his character was doubled. That's fair. That's fair. But I mean, okay, let's go. Okay, I'm gonna come on that, and then I'll read. To me, I came in like I never watched Legacy Doctor Who. All I watched was the new show that started 12 or 13 years ago now, I guess. So I started with 11 essentially. So they were never that old to me. So I don't have much of an issue with a young Doctor. That's fine. To me, Doctor Who is about trying new things with new actors. So I'm perfectly fine trying different gender, different ages, different ethnicities. I'm perfectly fine trying the entire scope of what the Doctor could be, even up to and including Ginger. Like, because at some point, I want them to make that freaking joke. For those who don't know, after a couple of regeneration, the Doctor has often said, like, still not Ginger. So it would be funny to me to one day for him to actually, him or her, to actually be Ginger, even if for a joke and it shifts right back. I don't know. I don't care. I would be perfectly willing to try a Ginger Doctor. So I don't have too much of an issue with that. When I was commenting on the new actors, it was the voice to me. Like, the Doctor is always energetic, always talks a lot and talk quickly, and I don't know, it just didn't feel like the new actor's voice would fit that too well But then again, I haven't seen Sex Ed, and maybe he nails that as well. It just didn't feel like it would be an actor I would see doing that. But what they said was they thought they had found the new Doctor when they were still doing the not the interviews, but damn it, casting, like, not the casting. Casting, is it I don't know, I can't find words right now, but you know, when you talk with a director, you answer their questions, and you play a part just for a little bit so they can see if you would fit the role. So they had seen a bunch of them, and they thought they knew who the next Doctor was going to be. And this new guy came in last. He was literally auditions. God damn it. Thank you. Auditions. This guy was literally the last audition they would have. And apparently he just stole it. Like, he just stole the show. By the time he was done, it was clear to them that this was going to be the new Doctor. So I'm 100% willing to give it a shot and see what he can bring, because I haven't seen him. Maybe he's gonna do something. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he has a way of acting or talking that we haven't seen that is 1,000% the Doctor. We don't know. We'll see. That's fair, to be honest, and it's possibly what has affected me without me realizing it. But then again, I want to broaden my horizons, and even though my initial contact, I thought in that direction, again, I'm not going to, it's not going to stop me from watching, and I'm looking forward to watching, and I look forward to being proven wrong, because there's a reason they chose him, and I've never been let down by a Doctor. Like, maybe Capaldi for a season or two, but I don't think that was Capaldi's fault any more than I think it was Whittaker's fault. They just were stuck, I guess, with whatever the writers wanted to do, or possibly in the case of Whittaker, I'm assuming some producer stepped in and said, you overshot, and no, you have to go in this direction and just that direction. I don't know. But in none of these circumstances, I blame the actors. So I want to see what this new person does, and I really look forward to be impressed, and I look forward to seeing what he brings, because so far every Doctor in their own way has been different and wonderful, and it's going to be the same thing with him, I'm absolutely sure. So the human hand chair was the weird thing we just crossed that I was completely confused about. Item must be kept in isolation, removed from other unsecured object. Under no circumstances is the item to be sat in. A plastic seat shaped like a human hand from the 1960s. The hand's palm forms a seat, with the fingers acting as the chair's back. The item affects gravitational forces, and we can see that, like the objects were going towards it, attracting and repelling objects near itself with a force of redacted. Its fingers have also been observed to change position, though too quickly to be witnessed or filmed. The item may be changing forms rather than moving. The item only displays these effects during full moons. Sample analysis confirms that it contains human genetic material. Holy shit. Background. Found in a warehouse at Redacted, Albany, a team of ranger trainees accompanied by an experienced field agent were dispatched to investigate local rumors when they encountered the item. They successfully retrieved the item. See case PAI blah blah for details. Interesting. Mirror! We're definitely going to try to do the mirror before this is over. Background. Redacted. She was admitted to a mental ward for emotional instability, soon after relocating to Illinois with her family in 1914. The item only appears on record again in 2006 when the Bureau investigated a sudden rise in disappearances in Redacted, Illinois. Agents found them hanging in the local library. They contained it quickly, though the missing people of the town were never recovered. Supplementary materials. Date August 18, 1915. We certified that the case of Mrs. Redacted has shown her to be a lunatic under the reasons of hysteria, bad company, and imaginary female trouble. Her fixation with the family looking glass is noteworthy. though not an uncommon matter when considering the female disposition. Come on, y'all. Seriously? I guess it was 1915, but still. Mrs. Carver is a fit subject for the lunatic asylum and will remain in its confines until her affliction is past. Signed, Dr. Redacted. Yes, do please redact that, Doctor. We don't need to watch that again, but outline, new stuff.
After North Moore stepped down, I doubled every effort to find new prime candidates. There was no one. No one but me. That wasn't good enough. I pushed hard. I never wanted the Bureau to end up in that situation again. The Bureau needs a director. Always. When my time reaches an end, I want more options on the table. P1 through P5 were all false leads, dead ends, and disappointments. Then P6, Dylan Faden. He fell into our arms. No parents, they're gone, casualties of an AWE. The boy has exceptional talent. The oldest house will be his home. We'll build him from the ground up. He'll be trained and taken care of. Darling can be in charge of this project. I can't. I'll stay away. I will not fail the boy like I failed my own family.
Oh, you did fail the boy. You really did fail the boy.
We weren't careful enough back then. Something came home with me. I took work home. My Susanna got sick. When I realized my mistake, I wanted to bring her here for Darling to do what he could. Kate flat out refused. Civilian doctors treated our daughter, but they didn't have a clue. She died. Kate left me.
Wow.
Same old story. That was a long time ago. The Bureau is all I have now. And the prime candidates are our future. There are two, P6 and P7. We're spoiled for choice.
So I retract everything I said a couple weeks ago. Darling and Trench are 100% responsible for how they treated Dylan. Because back then I said, we don't know, maybe the board pushed or... Nope, Trench did. He was terrible to his own kid. And... Oh, wow, okay. Wow. Like, I'm sorry, I know his wife refused, but, like, she had an alien illness. Like, how is it even a question? Obviously, she needs to go to the Bureau. I didn't explain what I was thinking a bit earlier, right? I thought the build of shield, because the shields are strong enough to destroy their shield when I undo it, proved itself an alternative to launch. Right now, I can't really get all that close because of the flyer in the back. wanted to try this. Come on, buddy. Do your worst. I didn't get hurt from this explosion when it was already dead, though. So I don't know if when it tries to attack you, for some reason it didn't even try. Maybe that would have hurt me, but it seems like the shield is doing its job pretty well. That's good to know. Okay, that's not weird at all. Okay. Oh, hello. Bright Falls, nice. Okay. Guess I was worried. I was worried about the guy in the back, in the swivel chair. I shouldn't have been, because he turned out to be a bit of a wuss. This passage works. Kind of curious about what could be down there, though. Oh, there are stairs, so it's safe to try. Hopefully. Okay, a shelter. Oh, it communicates. Okay, so that's fine. We can explore down there and then go to the next room from here. Correct. Whitaker did start with a new showrunner, and it's entirely possible that the showrunner is the one I have an issue with, quote unquote. But then again, not really, because I liked the first season. What he was trying to do, trying to be bolder, trying to go in new directions with themes that had that dealt with. I'm sorry, trying to talk and explore at the same time, trying to map. My brain can't quite handle both at the same time. Dealing with gender issue, dealing with POC issues, and I liked that. So I don't know. I think my issue is more of how he handled season 2 onward, overcorrecting, I guess. Again, I don't know if he's necessarily the one who did it, or if some producer forced his hand. I do not know. Did I go there? Yes, okay, sorry. It's just a bit hard to keep track because the map is whack. Real whack. But then again, I mean, at the same time, I really felt like season 1 wasn't Doctor Who enough. So, I mean, I did have issues with his way of doing it as well. I don't know. It's hard to pinpoint. I'm sure he did his best, and it wasn't bad at all. P7, that's me, I think.
Is this what Dylan wanted me to see? It doesn't matter. We need to find that projector.
Okay, so I'm not going to start here. Because that was clearly
I wish things had gone differently in Ordinary for us.
where the story continues.
Wishing won't change things. Finding the projector will.
So much coming together in this one case. A new object of power, something we have not seen before. I mean, coming from me, that's saying something. And the boy, Dylan Faden, prime candidate 6. And the sister as well. Once we catch up with her, but the boy, so much potential. We're talking Northmore level readings here. And I don't want to invoke his name, but it's completely different circumstances here. It's remarkable. There was an incident. Yes. We lost a valuable member of our team, yes. Excessive force. Dylan has so much. But he's just a kid. I'll take the blame. He needs some slack. I mean, boys will be boys. He's exceptional and under a lot of stress. Roberts got killed. It's an unfortunate accident, that's all. Marshall needs to realize this. We will make this work. We'll make this work.
I'm not so sure about Pentex per se, because I really don't see them as trying to bring about the end of the world. They're really trying to save it. I would say definitely the technocracy for sure. Pentex is But that's just me, obviously. Your opinion is as good as mine. Little bit of a damage boost. That's fine. Dylan Faden transcript. Transcript of conversation. Subject Dylan Faden for review by Dr. Darling. Note, subject was alone during this outburst. Dylan Faden. You again. I thought I told you to leave me alone. Why are you showing me this? I can't do anything. Can't you see where I am? Why don't you help me get the fuck out of here? You always show me things I can't do anything about. Stop showing me her. I don't care anymore. And I don't care about you. You both left me here to rot. Fuck off, you bitch. I will dig out my own brains if it means getting rid of you. I don't want you here. Get the fucking message. Subject repeated the phrase fuck off numerous times before being sedated at 1753. I'm assuming he was yelling after Polaris. That's interesting. Agent killed during Redacted, involving Redacted, codename P6. Autopsy finding. Blunt force injuries of the head and neck. Extensive trauma of the abdominal region. Lacerations and contusions of the upper and lower torso. Fracture of the spinal cord between the L2 and L3 vertebrae. Avulsion fracture, not sure what that is, of the 3rd through 10th ribs, left and right. Wow, okay. Blunt force injuries of the extremities, abrasions, lacerations, and contusions of the extremities. Dislocation of left and right elbow. Dislocation of left and right knee. Conclusion. After examination, it was determined that the cause of death was internal bleeding that occurred when the redacted was contorted through his redacted. Yeah. That was bad. That was a lot of damage. Bright Falls Supplement. Alice Wake, Mr. Wake's wife, was found during the Bureau investigation. She was interviewed and evaluated. She showed signs of severe mental trauma in the form of redacted memory loss. She was later directed to treatment. It was concluded that she had been trapped in the threshold during its manifestation. Notable individual threshold. Okay. Yeah, I mean, oh yeah, no, she did cross over. She absolutely did cross over. Yeah. Notable individuals still missing after the Bright Fall events are FBI Special Agent Robert Nightingale and Dr. Emil Hartman, referred to the Creator's Dilemma and the file R.E. Cauldron Lake Lodge. Bureau researchers believe this event was the result of a forceful perception of subjective reality, stemming from Mr. Wake. Overlapping on our own. Wake has been flagged as a potential para-utilitarian. See Prime Candidate Program File for more details. In 2011, a book by Clay Stewart titled The Alan Wake Files was published by the Roundabout Press, New York, and Olympia. Agents interviewed Clay Stewart and suspected minor para-utilitarian sensitivity. He was placed under indefinite surveillance. Notes. A monitoring station was established at Cauldron Lake to alert the Bureau of any future activities. And that's the movie we just saw. It's just fine. Let me catch up with Chan. Even went through similar arcs to a lot of the board. Started off truly wanting to help people and slowly corrupted that want to help to a need to help, which allows you to say all the things you do are justified as you slowly fall. Yeah, true, but you have that with the technocracy as well. I wonder if she actually reads this, because I feel like she wouldn't make the same decision she does if she knew all the stuff on these reports. That's a damn good point, to be honest. And Void says, not a fun death. Heck no, that's, oof. I mean, like, we read that he was pushed through something. We don't know what the thing was. But I'm going to assume something probably small. And I don't know how Dylan actually did that, because did they allow Dylan to attune to an object of power? In which case, wow, like taking risks? Like serious risks with people's lives? Let's be traumatized by a kids show again.
I can see you're upset, Meg. Why don't you tell Uncle Mr. Bones what's wrong?
I did bad on my clairvoyance test.
You can't ace every test, Meg. You see, everyone has different brains. Some brains can talk to each other. We call this ESP.
ESP?
Jesus.
Some
That's a kid's
brains
show.
can lift objects like a baseball. Talk about a fly ball, eh, Meg? No interruptions! So who cares if you fail your clairvoyance test? Maybe your brain can throw baseballs, or talk to dead people, or make friends blind. Once we know what your brains can do, we'll know what job to give you. And if your brains are just right, you'll get to sit in the big chair.
What if I don't want the big chair?
You don't.
What if I don't want the big chair?
Everyone wants the big chair, Meg!
That's why we're all here. Use those brains to listen for once, or the only chair you'll get in is the one with straps.
Jesus. Wow. That show, y'all. That show, y'all. Okay. Let me see. Can I find... Oh, hello. An unconfirmed threshold manifestation at Cauldron Lake, WA, resulted in a fictional story written by the author Alan Wake, creating an AWE in which reality was altered to match that of the story, though only locally and for a limited time. Mr. Kirkland, head of investigation, was alerted on September 13, 2010 by ex-Bureau agent Frank Breaker, see redacted, that an AWE event was taking place in Bright Falls. Refer to events, blah blah. Breaker had received a call from Barry Wheeler, Alan Wake's literary agent, on behalf of Breaker's daughter Sarah, who is the current sheriff of Bright Falls. The Bureau field team arrived at the site 2 days later, only to confirm that the event was over. Interviews were conducted. Refer to 1970 redacted Thomas Zane, 1976, 1978 Odin Anderson, Thor Anderson, Alan Wake was believed to be redacted investigator. Eyewitness reports highlight an old light switch, possible object of power, that redacted missing. Wick was not found at this scene. Reports claim he dived into the lake, but no body was recovered in the search. It's interesting because my reading of the previous text wasn't that he was referred as still active. So I'm trying to find this so I can read it again. Notable individuals still missing. That guy. Forceful perception. Wick has been flagged as a potential. The fact that they think he's a parautilitarian doesn't mean they think he's still active or out there, though. In 1911, a book by Clay Stewart titled Island Files was published by Roundabout Press. Agent interviewed Clay Stewart and a suspected minor. So we don't know who Clay is, unless you think Clay is Alan. Could be. That could be Mr. Whatever's face is, the double. Could be. Definitely could be. Yeah, strap in and get torched. Yeah, for sure. Security, panopticon. Just trying to go everywhere except the right spot for now. Oh, it just goes right back here. Oh, okay. That was a bit pointless, but okay. Okay, so we've been through all of that. Now P7 is the only thing left, and this probably exactly doesn't open. Okay, we're good. We are good. What was his name? I can't remember. They gave a name to the double, Alan's double.
All the times I felt paranoid, I was right. The Bureau could have given me the answers, but they just stood by and watched me.
Yep, they did.
We used to play there all the time. Me and Dylan. And other kids as well. I loved it. This time, I remember, was different. We found a way in, deeper into it, like it had shifted. We went inside and that's where we found the slide projector.
A dump is a place for lost things. Things that have been thrown away. Did you ever feel that way when you were growing up, Jesse?
What? No. Yes, but that has nothing to do with...
Was there a slide projector at your home when you were small?
No.
Those were before your time, I suppose. But your family did look at photos together,
Good
maybe.
point, Tara.
In one form or the other?
Maybe.
When was this? Can you remember? At parties? Barbecues? How did it make you feel? Did your parents ever show pictures that embarrassed you? Was alcohol ever involved at these parties? Did your parents drink? Did that make you uncomfortable?
No. That's just stupid. Come on. That has nothing to do with this. Nothing.
The slide projector, let me ask you this. As a child, did you ever fantasize about worlds inside pictures? Inside a painting? You know, stepping into a painting, into a hidden world, escaping and finding adventure there, away from your parents.
You mean Mario 64?
I don't think so. I don't remember. Maybe.
Yeah. Gaslighting as hell. barely ever letting her speak. That's a real bad psychiatrist. I think we got a new file though. Yeah. We don't need this. We just watched it. It's interesting to me though that they found the slide projector in a dump. Like, who dumps an object of power of that power level? Like, how does that ever happen? Nice. They saw her arrive. Like, eastward movement. Arrives in New York City. Cause for concern. That's interesting. Sorry. Oh. Just because it's opening.
They studied what happened in Ordinary here. That's the place to start looking.
That it is. Go kill your friends! Murder in my name! Love my new mod. It still misses unless I'm really close sometime, but I'm okay with it. Maybe I could invest on a mod that keeps the recoil or something a bit closer. Trouble. So many different meanings to control. It's clever title. Control as in what the hiss wants, control as in controlling a narrative, and control as a control sample. Yeah, agreed. We were in middle of listening to something, so I didn't comment, but I really thought that was quite brilliant what you pointed out. It's because she's the main character, and if she is, you know, the control sample, that's fucking brilliant. Seriously, I don't know if even they thought about that as a name, but I really like it. It's brilliant. It's if they didn't think about it, it's really sad, because it's really good. Actually, wrong gun, but you know. Okay, let's read what we have, because as I recall, shit gets real down there. For charge, I don't think we're using that. Blast radius, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. Nope, new stuff here too. That is energy boost, we don't need that. Launch efficiency, it's fine. C accelerator. That's fine. Okay. Willow AWE shipping manifest. Inventory list of recovered materials. Hollow sphere, stone-like material. Vitrified soil. Damn. Redacted. Pieces of various sizes and colors. Animal carcass, possibly canine. Rusted metal bucket. Leather wallet. Aged shotgun cartridge. All materials to go to the investigation sector for further analysis. Work chat. Dead dog. Federal Bureau of Control. I see your creepy teeth delivery and raise you a dead dog. Yep, like a straight up deceased dog. Had a collar on it and everything. It'd been rotting in a box since they packed it up. Go ahead and imagine how that smelled. So don't go whining to me. I wish I got to watch a parade of human teeth. Okay, that was not necessary. Sometimes, you know, I said this game has too many logs.
And I were both prime candidates. Experiments.
Doing the test, y'all. Okay, well, that would totally work. If we ever have time to try the clock again, all we need to do is level up the shield. That simple. Type written page. Is that going to be more wake related content? Seems likely. Type written page supplement. The page was discovered in an instant of the Ocean View Motel and Casino that was linked to the investigation sector. The page had been pushed into the motel's corridor from under the door with the symbol of a spiral. Redacted. Appendix. Text transcribed from the item. For 10 years I've tried to write my escape, only sinking deeper. I used to know where fiction ends and reality begins. Here, they're all the same. It's a hideous trap, my every thought made real. Fear, desire. How can I ever know for sure I've escaped and not just lost in my own fantasy of it? That thought alone can drive you mad. The identifiable words in the scratched out portion. Falls. Bright Falls. Hunting. Wake. Alan Wake. Light switch. Ocean. Too late. And the final sentence. You've been warned. Interesting. Explode your friend. If I shoot a little bit slower, more bullets. This fight being another difficult fight that I just completely nailed. Like, as in the first time I was there, it was difficult, but this one time right now was easy enough. But I think a lot of that had to do with the fact that I really am using the shield more. Starting to find interesting and powerful ways of using the shield. to start considering putting more points in the shield.
We're going back home.
Yeah, we are.
Of course we are. It started there, and it's never gone away.
Okay, now that this is gone, okay. Still the same. Remember how we can survive the loss. I don't remember how to do it. Okay, so here, got a couple of points, and I'm really starting to like the shield a little bit more. It seems to last long enough, and I'm trying to use it offensively, so it'd be nice if the damage was better. Double damage could really start being interesting. This would be fun. This would be a good one to have. We're gonna have to start putting points in. Oh, we have. Okay. I didn't realize we put so much in energy yet. But 3 points is not a lot to go on, so I'm going to keep those we have for now. We do need a little bit more shield. Not that much more. Oh, yeah. I'm just gonna need to destroy those. I need to shield them.
There's gotta be a way to rotate these tracks.
Yeah. I just need to shoot stuff.
Maybe there's a control panel nearby.
Don't worry, just we got this. Hello. I'm not going anywhere near you, don't worry.
There's gotta be a way to rotate these tracks.
Yeah, we're going there.
Maybe there's a control panel nearby.
This is reinforced, so I can't jump there. Stern off. Okay. Moved over there. We came from there, so that bridge operation. There we go. Okay. Let's not bother the nice transdimensional entity if we don't have to. I should have checked at the save point if we could level up a couple of things. Oh, wait. Not affected. Here. Okay. Thought I saw a door. Should have known. Okay. Let's read this before we, unleash hell. Word chat. Teeth. Guess who just had to inspect an inbound delivery of like 100 teensy tiny little boxes? Me, that's who. And you know what was inside each one? A single human tooth. Fucking gross. Probably a tooth fairy kind of thing. So we got a bunch of these now, so we might be able to level up a couple of things. We should give that a try when we get to the next save point. Kind of sad this door is closed because I would be very interested in the ordinary dump site. It's not opening. That's good. It's a fire break. Okay. Interesting. I misread that. So I think there are 2 of these motherfuckers. Nice. Okay, seriously? Shield rocks now. Well, it probably always rocked and I was, you know, too obsessed with launch to really give it an honest shot, but that was easy. Like, and these are the hardest enemies. In my opinion, just your mileage, your mileage may vary, but you know, that's a good idea. Though we could also boost shield with. I remember those. Some walls, very few of them, but some walls can be destroyed. I think the photo was a bit of a hint, which means there was another one I think we saw somewhere. Not sure, I remember exactly where it was, but I'm pretty sure we saw another one of those. I'm not gonna, you know, waste too much time on that, but I am going to... Okay, never mind then. I was gonna say, but I am going to at least look in the immediate area, but that's fine. wish we could just turn those off. I'm not gonna do that. Okay, so the O's on the second floor. Okay. Going to explore here first. Make sure we've seen everything. I'm gonna assume we can't really take it up right now anyway. We probably need to reactivate power first or something like that. These are reinforced. We can't shoot our way through. Okay. Making sure I'm still streaming because the chat has been silent for a bit, which is perfectly fine. We're all enjoying the raid. Minion, destroy your friends. Not too bad. I thought it was the last one. I don't know why I went for headshots there. I don't know. Seemed efficient. Sometimes I like headshots. It's more satisfying, I guess. Just with the mod I have, it seems more of a... It seems like a good idea to just keep shooting. As long as the bullets land, I'm gonna have a next one anyway. And it's fun doing headshots. Different vibe. Once again, we got a bazillion collectibles. Airplane evaluation order. The airplane in question has been brought in from a private airfield located in the town of Redacted, Cincinnati. It is expected to be connected to the Redacted AWE, see case file Redacted for details, and is being evaluated for altered status. Altered item, that's what I keep forgetting. The plane is currently being stored in the transit corridor in the containment sector, brought there through the New York subway tunnel. It's Special Access, Redacted for more information on Tunnel Redacted and links to urban legends centered on ghost stations, abandoned tracks, and Redacted. See file, blah blah. The plane's black box is currently being evaluated for redacted, and initial readings have been taken by a research team, though no altered status has yet been detected. Refer to file, blah blah. Ordinary AWE Stage 1.A. Ordinary AWE, blah blah, witness testimony. The first slide was a room with dirty wallpaper and dolls on a shelf. There were lots of dolls. Dylan Fate, interview 202. Well, 2002. The house was empty. No one lived there. We played in there a lot. It was our secret playhouse. Jesse Fate in therapy session in 2010. I went to school with Neil. Some kids called him Nosebleed Neil. Note, likely Neil Hosenberg, missing. It was mean. He had asthma. Tom, likely Tom Barlow, missing. And his gang Freddy, likely Frederick Bartwell, missing. Hugo, no one by this name was found in public records, bullied him. We brought Neil to the dump to play. Dylan Faden, interview, 2002. Extrapolated information. Unconfirmed existence of additional slide. Designation house. Can chat just poke just anything just to confirm that we're still on? No rush, no pressure, obviously. No one needs to feel pressured to talk all the time. I just want to make sure. Perfect. As long as we're on, I'm ready. Okay.
You're listening to America Overnight, celebrating 29 years shining a light in the shadows. Thanks for staying with us. Here's our first caller.
Hi. What I'm about to tell you, they found out. I don't know what would happen.
If who found out, brother?
The men in the suits. They told me it was an industrial accident, but this is something else. Something nobody talks about. Ordinary.
This certainly doesn't sound very ordinary, caller.
No, not ordinary. Ordinary. It's a town. And it wasn't an industrial accident. I mean, that's what they said. But that's bullshit.
Whoa, please watch the language, caller. It may be 2 a.m., but we're still a family show.
I'm sorry. It's just, my brother lived there. They said the town was destroyed, but it wasn't. I went there. The people are gone, but the town's there. It's still there.
So the population of an entire town disappears, yet the town remains. Tell me, was the phrase, "there is no salvation," written anywhere?
I'm not sure.
The same thing happened in Brazil in 23, a village called Flor Verde. More than 600 people just up and left. The government said they were fleeing guerrilla forces, but we know the truth. A mass abduction, as predicted by my regular guest, Dr. Quincy Reagan.
Abduction? You mean aliens? That's bullshit! I know they're lying!
Now, I warned you about the language, caller. I'm afraid we're gonna have to cut you off. And good timing, too. It's time for a short break. Hang in there. America Overnight will be right back.
You know, I just realized something. Like, I would love a tabletop role-playing game of Rangers going on the field. But I would also love a game about Rangers going on the field. That could be pretty damn cool. Going out there and, like, solving a mystery of something happening in a town, trying to contain the situation, and also having to deal with the aspect of the local population asking questions, trying to, figure out what to tell them. You could have sections that are not just actions, but also social, having to deal with all of that. And you'd have a built-in team of characters. Being, of course, the other Rangers specialized in different kinds of things. You could bring a whole new dimension to these games by having it centered around a team of Rangers. And there's something I like in video games that isn't done a lot is when you have more than one story. So you could have, your team go through maybe 2 or 3 different AWEs through a span of, I don't know, maybe 5 years, from start to finish in the same game. It could be real interesting to get to know these people, not only how they are in the field going through the AWE, but also, see how their lives progress in between AWEs and all of that. It could be a kind of game like when you're done, you feel like you've been through a journey, a real journey. I think it could be really interesting. Made me think about the Dead of Night. Is that something I should know? I feel like that's something I should know. Maybe my brain is just on the fritz, but feel free to remind me what I'm being silly about right now.
Unknowable forces intruding upon our world in the form of altered world events. These forces gravitate toward archetypal objects, a gun, a television, a supposedly haunted house. So clearly humanity affects this process. Our collective unconscious is a map of sorts. We hold the key, but we don't know how to use it. We create these archetypes through everyday life, popular culture, urban legends, but we are observing and influencing a complicated system in action. We can change the likelihood of something being a receptacle for these forces just by thinking about it. But we haven't found a method to control the outcome. And yet, there's something unique in us, in our dreams, in the conceptual reality with power, with our minds. What's the cause and what's the effect? Are we the starting point or just a necessary evil in this? A byproduct, a reflection, a projection? We'll struggle to find the answers to these hard questions, or die trying.
Should not. Don't jinx it. Darling, why are you jinxing it? Or die trying. Wow. Oh, he's absolutely talking about the consensus for sure. That's exactly what's happening here. Just instead of doing magic, it's creating objects of power, but nah, it's ooh. Oh. Are you seeing this, y'all? Oh, they gonna feel it now. They gonna feel it now. Okay, you definitely don't need any more. You all keep just in case, but ooh, they gonna feel it now. Ooh. Okay. This is the one we need to switch. Finally, we're starting to get decent pickups. We were still stuck in level 2 in a whole bunch of those. So we're finally getting somewhere. Is that the strongest we have? Yes. Okay. We were really behind on mods, seriously. But yeah, I honestly, I don't remember the Dead of Night. Like, I played Bloodline when it came out and never again. So I am sorry. I definitely should know, but nah. We might play Bloodlines 1 eventually, though, on stream. There are a lot of patches I want to try. Like, I want to try playing, Sabat. Like, I know there's an anti-tribute patch out there. I want to try these kind of stuff. Just to explore the possibilities that this game has to offer. But right now, there's just too much I want to play first. But we're probably gonna get there eventually. Ordinary summary. An AWE occurred in the town of Ordinary caused by an object of power, slide projector. Discovered by local children at the dump outside of town. When a specific set of slides are used in the projector, the projected images open doorways to other dimensions. Multiple slides were used by the children, resulting in the disappearance of the town's adult population. How does that even happen, though? Like, I'm curious. That's super interesting, because, like, I don't know, did astral spikes or that kind of dangerous things just come into town and kill everyone? Event response. On August 30, 2002, siblings Dylan Faden, 10-year-old, see P6 material, and Jesse Faden, 11-year-old. Interesting. They are not, because last week we were thinking maybe they're the same person split because of what Dylan was saying, but there's actually a year gap between the two. Interesting. We're playing at the local dump when they found a discarded slide projector. A team led by Director Trench and Dr. Darling arrived at the site on September 14. The AWE had ended, but the team found the Faden children, who led them to the slide projector and the slides, which had been burned with the exception of one. Jesse escaped when agents attempted to detain the pair. In total, 17 surviving individuals were found in the town. All of them were brought in for questioning and tests. See interviews, redacted, and prime candidate programs file, redacted. Ordinary AWE, stage 4.A, witness testimony. Okay, town proper, sorry. Witness testimonies. Jesse and me followed the dung monkeys to the cave. There was a lot of them. More of the kids from town had joined up. It was really scary. Jesse grabbed the projector and we ran as fast as we could. They chased us. I fell and hurt my knee. Jesse tried to help me, but the dung monkeys were coming. They were just about to get us, but then Neil showed up. Neil looked like a dog, like a melted dog, but I knew it was him. Neil said a lot of times he didn't like being a boy because Tom just beat him up. I think he liked being a dog. That was Dylan. And then we have the projector wouldn't turn off, so we changed the slide to the hand. I heard her immediately. She promised to help. So possibly Polaris came from the hand slide? Jesse said we should call her Polaris. It's because she was doing stars at school. Extrapolated information. Additional slide designation hand is verified and in bureau possession. Unconfirmed existence of paranatural entity designation Dogneil. Interesting stuff. Well, hello there. See, like, too many collectibles. Like, we've spent most of tonight just reading. I mean, it's super interesting, don't get me wrong.
Annual evaluation of Dylan Faden, formerly P6, performed by Dr. Karlovan. The questions asked here correspond to the 5th iteration of the gunner's psychological assessment. Are you ready, Dylan? Let's begin then. In a single word, describe the world around you.
Where's Casper?
Dr. Darling is out of the building today.
He's never out. He didn't want to come, did he? He never visits, not since Roberts. Tell Darling it wasn't my fault. I couldn't control it yet, but I can now. I learned. Will you tell him?
In a single word, describe the world around you.
A prison. A cold, empty prison. Not even a poster on the wall.
What is the next number in the sequence 3, 6, 9, 12, 15?
18.
What day is it today?
How the hell would I know? It's not like you give me a calendar.
You find a rabbit in the woods. It is breathing, but not moving. You cannot see any blood. What do you do?
Leave it.
Expand on that.
It doesn't matter. The rabbit's not real. None of it's real.
What day is it today?
Do you enjoy asking people questions that can't be answered? Is this what gets you up in the morning? What you dreamed of doing as a scared, stupid little girl?
Can you describe a dog to me?
In Ordinary, we had a friend. Nosebleed Neil. And when it all went crazy, you know what I mean. Nosebleed Neil turned into a dog. Or something like a dog.
What day is it tomorrow?
Fuck off! I don't know! There is no calendar! How can I fucking know?
Dylan, calm down.
Fuck you! Fuck you and fuck Casper! Hey! Are you watching this, you old fuck? Did you send your bitch because you're too scared of me? Where is Casper?
Security, get a team in here. I need it.
He kills someone else? Hopefully not. That bit was a little unclear on that front. Okay, can I... Can't raise... we don't use chatter, so... Alright. Mods... Upgrade, I can't... Alright. It's gonna stay how it is then. Trench... and... going to assume previous director, maybe? So hey, Avoid, how have you been doing? I haven't seen you around much. I mean, I know you come every week, but you've been a bit silent, which is, again, perfectly fine. No judgment there. Just think we could take a few minutes and catch up. How are you?
Let's see what they have on Ordinary.
A whole lot of darkness is what they offer.
It's all here. Our home, our school, the woods, the dump.
Okay, more stuff to read. Okay. Stage 1B, the dump. The second slide we called the meadow, but it was really just an empty lot with a bunch of weeds. There was a shack and a phone line. It smelled like flowers there. It was powerful, intoxicating. We had crazy dreams there. It must have been because of the smell. I didn't like it. Didn't like losing control. In the dreams, everything was melting, and then when we'd come out, everything had melted around the projector. Jesse, therapy session 2010. Neil was really into it. We found out he'd been coming here more and more on his own. Then Tom beat the secret out of Neil and found the projector. He and his goons took it. We thought Neil had got lost inside the meadow when Tom changed the slide, but that's not what happened. Extrapolated information. Unconfirmed existence of additional slide. Designation meadow. After what happened at school to Mrs. Chester, we started spying on Tom and saw where they took the projector. Tom and his troglodytes were using the Sled Hill Cave as their headquarters. That's where the projector was. They'd been using the temple slide. We called it that, but it really was a broken concrete thing, like a warehouse or a bomb shelter or something. Very dark. The not mother lived there with her babies. Children, I don't know. She was feeding Tom and the others her milk. They were changing into little monsters. We called them dung monkeys. Extrapolated information. Unconfirmed existence of additional slide. Designation temple. Unconfirmed existence of paranatural entity. Designation not mother. So much unexplained here. Like, so much super intriguing stuff right there. Ordinary AWE stage 4B. Town proper. We went in and met Polaris, like a star. She told us we were special. She made us special. It felt like being born or reborn. The world fading in for the first time. Familiar, but somehow different. Polaris told us how to turn off the projector. The dung monkeys and the not mother were coming straight at us. Dylan was crying. I turned it off and they were gone. It was over. I took all the slides and burned them. All except hand. Extrapolated information. Unconfirmed existence of paranatural entity. Designation Polaris. flying over a city. It's all reinforced. Okay. Probably be stuff flying about. Is there anything on the town proper? No. Well, 2 weeks from session's end and rocking all my classes. Nice. Got a new puppy and I'm doing very well. That's a positive outing in my life. That is amazing. That's cool, man. Glad for that. Pretty glad for that. Deserve all the good stuff. Happy you're getting some.
Outside town. Did they recreate that too? Is that where they keep it?
If so, I wanted to go there. So
They say when you
guess I'm gonna
visit your
get to.
childhood home, everything feels small, like a miniature, not real. They got that right.
Yeah, bit of an extreme case there, though, Jesse. Okay, let me catch up. We chat. It's been a long storm for me, but I'm glad I can get things in order now and move forward in positive way. God damn, I'm so happy to hear you say that, man. It has, and I'm glad you're through it. You know, you're out of there and seeing things in a good light. Glad I asked, actually.
You mentioned a poem last time we talked. By Thomas Zane?
Ooh.
Yes. Beyond the shadow you settle for, there's a miracle illuminated.
I looked the poem up. Only I couldn't find any poet by that name. I did find a European filmmaker who moved here in the 60s, named Thomas Zane.
What? I don't...
No matter. It suits you very well. The poem. How you see things. Maybe you wrote it yourself?
I didn't.
No matter. You've said a few times that you feel like there's a piece of you missing.
Like Dylan?
Can we talk about that?
Okay. Yeah, it's this... I feel an emptiness, a yearning for something that I think I lost.
It's natural for you to feel that way. Your brother and your parents are dead.
No. No. Dylan's not dead. That's not even it.
You're referring to the imaginary friend from your childhood?
Dolores. She's come back. After a long time, she's calling me. In a dream I saw, she showed me things.
Jesse,
It felt more real than anything. As real as what happened in Ordinary.
the industrial accident in your hometown that you believe Polaris caused.
No, it wasn't an accident. There was no industrial accident, and Polaris didn't cause it. She saved me and Dylan.
Jesse...
No! It was a cover-up. The government knows about it. There were agents there. Agents from... I don't know exactly, but they took Dylan. I'll find them. I won't stop looking. Polaris wants me to go to New York. There's a building there. I have to leave soon. I have to be there at a very specific time. Something hugely important is going to happen.
Jesse, you know we can't let you go until you're well. And that begins by understanding what's real and what's imagined.
Interesting. A couple of things actually were interesting in that, and a bit before too, when Dylan was talking about the poster in the wall. That was several weeks ago, but literally that poster is the first thing Jesse mentions when the game starts, as an allegory for dealing with, seeing the supernatural. Like the world is a wall, and there's a poster on it, and you can see beyond reality if you remove the poster, and there's a hole behind it, and then you can go to other realities. Really Malkavian-ish when you think about it. Let's go through these again. Ordinary supplement. Details are largely based on interviews conducted with Dylan Faden. See interviews redacted and redacted for relevant information. And the obtained therapy sessions of Jesse Faden, as well as circumstantial evidence found at the Ordinary site. Note that accounts provided by all three sources contain conflicted data. Example. Dylan Faden claims there were 8 slides for the projector. Jesse Faden mentions 9 slides. The Bureau found 1 intact slide, designation 36, and the burnt remains of 6 others. Unfortunately, these slides are too badly damaged to be used in the projector. Jesse Faden is believed to be the individual responsible for burning the slides. She literally said as much. Notes: Dr. Darling has ordered that the entirety of the Ordinary town dump be brought to the Bureau for examination and analysis, with the hopes of finding additional slides or other altered materials. Due to the limited space in the investigation sector, this AWE will be investigated in the containment sector. Ordinary AWE, Stage 3. Tom and the others had gotten worse. Scarier. The math teacher, Mrs. Chester, tried to make them listen, and they pushed over a piano on her, broke her legs. Then Tom bashed her head in. Bye-bye, Mrs. Chester. And I always liked her. Liked math. That was Dylan, and then Jesse says, that was the tipping point. It was Lord of the Flies level bad. The grown-ups realized something was wrong. The police came and literally dragged Tom and Hugo and the others away. Tom was screaming that the not mother would make them all go away. They enacted a curfew for every kid in Ordinary. Mom and Dad were pissed, asking us about the dump, but about everything. I remember wanting them gone, like Tom had said. When we woke up the next morning, pretty much all the adults had just vanished. Was I responsible? Did I don't know. Damn, Jesse. That's some power level you got there. Extrapolated information. Disappearance of majority of Ordinary population confirmed to result from slide projector related AWE. Okay, but how? How? All right. One more cleanup here. guess we're good. This can be destroyed though. Even though I'm probably going to eventually put points in shield strength, we're probably not going to need that many. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick bio break before we open that door over there. I feel like things are probably going to get pretty real very soon. So, it's the, okay, so we did the, oh, okay. So we are going to end up on the dump. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. So yeah, sounds like it's gonna get serious soon, like a boss fight kind of situation. So let's take this opportunity for a quick bio break. We'll be coming back really soon for the rest of Control. And we are back. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I obviously, yes, taking care of a whole town isn't that hard. But the assumption being that she did it, that's a bit harder. Like, because she couldn't, like...
They moved the whole landfill here in the middle of New York.
You know this, we read that.
Nobody saw a thing. Pretty unbelievable.
Because she's a para-utilitarian for sure, but she needs an object of power to do it. She needs to be attuned to it. I suppose it might have been, like, maybe the power of a projector, because it can go into other worlds, right? Maybe anyone can use the slides, but a para-utilitarian that is attuned to it could potentially just, you know, send people they don't want to see into other worlds. That could be a thing. Before I step into hell, let's read this. Dump cessation of work order. By order of Dr. Darling, all work in the ordinary dump is to stop effective immediately. Resources will be allocated to the redacted department. Details will be forthcoming. This area will be sealed at the end of the month. Please remove all personal effects before that time. Any photographic slides, the type used in slide projectors found in the area, should be delivered to Dr. Darling immediately. Okay, so we're in the dump, then the turntable, and something on the other side. Okay. So maybe not hell here, but definitely hell in the other room. It's a fridge. Hopefully not the fridge. See that one. Okay, let's find the ball. Oh, they're not healing. What happened with the ball? That sure didn't destroy it.
cat lab.
Not that bad, not that bad. Shield is really earning its stripes. Album cover. Probably the Brothers band or something like that. Feels like at least stuff would be hidden, so that's why I'm being a bit more thorough. Getting a bunch of Entropic Echo too. Don't know if we need them, but we have them. I am. Yes, I am glad, actually. It's I'm having a lot of fun trying a new build. I wasn't too sure in the beginning, but it felt like a fun challenge. And seriously, it's been worthwhile. Album cover, Rebirth. Yeah, Old Gods of Asgard. Yeah. I was 9 or something when I found my dad's Old Gods album. I became a huge fan instantly. Funny. Yeah, okay. That's where things start and never end. From here until the end of the game, we're going to be spending so much time destroying these. Pretty sad. It's the biggest flaw of the game. I think we're going to find out why you shut it down.
I'm setting up a new department. Dimensional research in the research sector. Transferring the slide projector there. That's where my focus will be now. The ordinary site remains as is. We'll be back to... I don't know when.
Darling took the projector to the research sector. He dedicated a whole area to it, so he knew it was important. Dimensional research. That's where we go next.
Three ability points. Nice. Okay. Investigate the sector elevator. Oh, yeah. Okay, that is the beginning of the one of the DLCs. We're not gonna go there. we just saw?
Dylan's a lost cause.
No, that is not what we just saw. I guess it's the
Annual evaluation of...
Oh well. Hotline. Okay, that's what we just got from finishing the chapter. You have heard wrong / fake news. Wow. The board is A-OK / intact. The rebel faction / dissent is former / fired. The crisis / purge is over. This is not a matter / worry for you. We can hang up now, please. Something is wrong with the board. Very wrong with the board. There, you think? Because even if I turn the bridge, I mean, I can try. Let's try turning the bridge again. Okay. Nope, we cannot try turning it again. Okay. In. Okay. So I don't know how to open the Sterling AWE. That's very sad. Trying to see if there's a passage or anything we could destroy in the walls, maybe. Pretty sure we've been there. Okay. We've opened all the doors. Yeah, and I'll see what else we could do. Alright, so we got a bunch more loot. Still just shatter. It's fine. Still can't do that. Okay. Abilities. So, maybe a little bit more strength on the shield would help a bit. Don't think we're going to be using that much. Oh, so if we finish... Oh, we don't need to do the whole thing. If we just level that entirely, and then we can go there. Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. Alright, that's good enough for me for now. Actually, no. We have to go... Dimensional research, which goes through research sectors. So, fast travel, research. We need to go back to the ashtray maze, which I guess this will be the fastest way in there. We're getting close-ish on time, so we're probably not going to do a whole lot of this new sector. But we're definitely going to start it. Since we're here though, maybe we could, instead of starting the ashtray maze... Who's attacking me? Yeah. I was thinking maybe we could try doing the mold, but I don't remember the mold being all that interesting. Like, conceptually is cool because, you know, it's fungus from another world making its way into ours. Like, there's something really cool about that concept, but I don't feel like we need to do it. Let's do this. Ideally, we need to finish this game by next week, so yeah, we will be doing this. half an hour to get through the maze, and I think that's actually pretty realistic.
Bro, contact the janitor if you need to get through.
Broken. How many dead ends can this place have? We need to find Ati.
Okay. We got a few more points. No, we'll keep them. But we've also got a bunch more corrupted sample. No, charge it. Not what we need. Pierce. Corrupted sample, untapped potential. Okay, so none of those. And how about this? Still not ready to go. Okay. Fast travel. Maintenance. Yeah, that sounds about right. Also, that's something else we haven't done. There's a bunch of stuff we can do for Hati if we go in his office and look at the tasks he leaves for us, and we haven't been doing that. There's a bunch of points to be found there as well. I don't feel like we need the points yet. So, like we do definitely for the side events. The side quests have been much harder than the main story, I feel.
Ranger buddies. I should find the others.
Forgot what I was talking about. Yeah, there's a bunch of extra stuff we can do in Hati's office, and some of them are interesting, like dealing with the clog a couple more times. But again, here with the main idea being that we're trying to finish this by next week, we're not going to actually do that. It's cool stuff though. If you decide to play the game at home, try it. There's a lot of cool side stories there. Well, not necessarily stories, but there's a lot of cool side content there that is fun to do. But we're not gonna do it. Exactly. We're not doing that. I'm just going to see Hati because that's what my main story tells me to do. He's gonna help us go through the maze.
There's no Ati. Where is he?
Now this boy left, said the son of Annikki Tähti. My assistant will keep work in the glove and the house standing. Lomille lomps, holiday humps.
How can anyone even get out of here while the building's sealed? Let alone go on a holiday.
Dude was alone. Go and find your friends. Guess that's where I need to go. But y'all know me. I'm gonna go to the wrong place first. And that was quickly done. Okay then. fully filled again? Alright, well, we don't need that. And we don't need that. So let's go there. Okay. Well, that's happening. No way back now, so, you know. Who doesn't want to, you know, get lost in the astral plane? Okay, that doesn't open. Didn't think it would, considering this is clearly the right path, but, you know. Guess we're going to the foundations. I didn't think the foundation was part of the main game. Could be. Could be. Probably because I'm pretty sure I was streaming when I did the mirror thing, and we can do the mirror now. So, probably. Pretty sure you saw me go through the foundation, so yeah, that tracks quite a bit. Furnace complaint. Regarding the furnace, why aren't we allowed to burn outdated paperwork in it? Seems like a waste of a perfectly good fire. I'm just trying to save you a few bucks and a lot of sweat. Usually people in suits appreciate that, right? What is the furnace even heating? And who's in charge of it anyway? It's always lit, but I never see anyone tending to it. And the noise it makes, isn't it a little, I don't know, off? I mean, I can't be the only one who hears that weird wheezing or whatever it is. Someone should take a look at that thing. Might be time for a replacement. These cabin. The meal lumps, holiday hums. The sauna is warm, the beer is cold, and the kasu is nice. Hey, Rose, hi. Didn't see you coming in there. You missed 2 hours and a half, so we went to the ordinary AWE and to the prime candidate program. Yeah, no, actually, I do remember doing the maze on stream. So yeah, that would be about when I started. Yeah, pretty sure you're right. Me neither, actually. I don't remember the detour doing the hottie thing, but I definitely remember doing the maze. So obviously, I've been here, and it's super close to each other, so it makes sense. What's here? Oh, it's the yeah. I did not tame the anchor because Swan Song comes out in 2 weeks on the 19th. So I really focused on the main story today because I want to make sure I finish the main story before Swan Song comes out. And yes, the Bureau messes up the kid. Yeah, that's definitely a thing. We discovered that the way they treated Dylan was really coming from Trench. So, because last week I thought like maybe it came from the board or they were pressured into doing it, but no, it really just all came from Trench. He just wanted to be sure that if something happened to him, that they would have proper replacement. And that sounds pretty bad in terms of excuses. Like, I mean, I get that the Bureau needs a director, I really do, but like, I'm sure there were points in time in the history of the Bureau where it didn't have one, and, you know, the world didn't end, so, you know, maybe don't be such a jerk, because I mean, would you see Dylan as a director in the state he is? Like, they effed him up real good. Anyway, let's go to the motel, everyone. Pretty much one of my favorite parts of the game. There we go. And we now know the spiral seems to have something to do with Alan Wake, based on a text that we read. Long story short, there was a paper that they found that was slid from under there, and the paper seemed to have been written by Alan himself about him trying to escape for the past 10 years. Exactly, yes. What? Huh. Hello. Okay. Like, the board really doesn't seem to need much help, and if they really needed a new director, I'm pretty sure they would make it happen. Huh, the clog. I can't attack, so nothing I can do about the clog.
Helsinki, Katajaluokausi 18, yli 20. Lukassään 17, Kaakko 3, melkein selkeää, yli 20.
Yeah, make deal with entities that he felt were gonna make a funny mess, for sure, yeah.
Etelä 3, melkein selkeää.
Okay. So, opening all the radios that seem to be channeling Hati has killed... Yep. The clog has been killed. Interesting. So I got a key, which I'm going to assume allows me to open the janitor's office. Is the implication here that Hati is the janitor here as well? Huh. Probably because I left. That's pretty interesting. So the old house is really tied to the board, but possibly... Oh, charges a new gun. That's nice. Possibly... Okay, sure. Hattie, I mean the janitor slash Hattie is strongly tied to the motel. Well, both, I guess, but... Because when you think about it, like, the oldest house is an object of power itself. And, I mean, the hotel has got to be an object of power too. So, could whatever entity the janitor is be tied to the hotel? I don't know. There's a lot to unpack there and too little information to go by. Go. Okay, but we've been here, so why are we back here? Or just while cleaning up mess. I think the indication that the board has a room at the hotel and that it's the janitor's room. Could be, yeah. Could be just that for sure. What if the old house is just the sentient prison gateway to the worlds? Hati is janitor in all sense, and the board. Maybe the interest is that if first is taken, there's no more wall to stop or other entities to invade them. All of these are equally possible, really. Okay, so let's try to go where we couldn't before, like possibly just following these cables. Because I do not remember where we need to go. There are other places in the game where you can grab... Ah, there we go. That's where we need to go. We can grab lamps to provide light, essentially. It's one of the big reasons why I can't wait for Alan Wake 2 and Control 2 and all of the 2s they can make in this world. I crave more. I really want more. Really? Okay. There's just so much cool stuff and so many mysteries that we can theorize about, but we can never really answer. Well, that's a disguised loading if I ever saw one. Restricted area. Not Poets of the False / Gods of Asgard. Valid, yeah. Bit of an issue with them myself in the sense that copyright whenever their songs pop up while I'm streaming, but the concept of them is pretty cool. Like I love games that use music essentially, and too few games do. Like, there's always going to be, of course, a soundtrack, and sometimes the soundtrack is even going to be kick-ass, but very often the soundtrack is going to be a bit of an afterthought. Like, as long as it's there and it does its job, like, they're content. But a really good soundtrack or a good use of music can really elevate a game to a whole other level. Like, I love when a game has an actual song that comes with it. Like most of these Silent Hill games do. And those are pretty damn special games and special songs that go. Seems I've become too strong now. I cannot possess folks anymore. They die too quickly. Didn't even see the grenade. Whoa. I'm gonna need some healing. Run, get the mouth. Perfect, thank you. Go forth, my minion! I need a little backup. Screw it. seem to have removed the bazooka people. Okay, good. That was a pretty tough fight, but judicious use of shield has seen us through it. Okay. Some problems with pre-V5 world hunting of lore. Almost everything had answers. V5 has gone back a little to allowing mystery. I know a lot of people want answers to things like the Beckoning and the Fall of Vienna being the two major ones, but I really hope they never do. To be honest, I think it mostly people who treat the World of Darkness as a book than game that feel this way. So I personally really hope we don't know for sure why the gauntlet thickened, what exactly is the malady and such. Allow there to be unanswered questions, let there be a mystery. Very much agreed, to the extent where some like give us enough to have theories, but not don't spoon feed us the official answers. That's fine. And like maybe with vampires, I'm less honestly. I'm a lot less aware, I guess, of all the vampire meta plot and stuff like that. But in Werewolf, I felt like we didn't have any of the answers. Like I know what my answers are. I know what I think the truth is, but I've read many people having completely different interpretation of everything, and I mean, I can't say my answers are any better than theirs, so that's good. The mystery is still there, and we can discuss and we can have theories because we have some answers, just enough. That's fun, and that's okay. Exactly. The Weaver is a true enemy. I agree with that. But in terms of V5, like, I see what you're saying. I think some of it, the problem, I think, with Vampire is they went too far. Like, it just lasted so long and had so many books. Like, in the end, they revealed everything about the Inconnu and all of that. So I think you're right, actually. Like, now that I think more about it, some of the later revised edition Vampire really went into stuff that they didn't need to, removing the mystery of it. I see your point and I agree with it. Vampire 5th edition did introduce some new mysteries, and I think that it's the right call not to explore them. For example, the Beckoning. We don't need to know what the Beckoning is. It's probably, obviously, some antediluvian or whatever, using Auspex discipline, not Auspex, but presence discipline to summon folks. Like, probably. Like, we know some of antediluvians have that. Like, I think Presence 8 allows you to call every one of your Childer, for example. So it's probably something like that. But I don't know for sure. And that can be my version. That can be my answer. That can be my truth in my game. But I don't need the official, canonical explanation for it. Werewolves as the enemy, yeah. Lol. I thought we were friends.
There's something up ahead. Do you see it?
Fair enough. I didn't know Dominic. No, actually, I did know Dominic had that. That's right. That's right, because Ventru for sure could do that. I remember knowing Ventru could do it. That's right. And Aspects would make sense too. Okay, so back on control for a second because all of this is really fucking weird.
Ahti?
Yes, he is. Oh, well.
Did you miss me?
As much as an extra-dimensional entity can
Did
be
you have peace in your
Finlandian.
song? Yes. No. Bark don't make a wound. You did good. Take my cassette player. You can borrow it. The song is a present from my friends to you. It will get you through the maze so you can do your job.
Did that really just happen?
Yep.
Of course it did. He gave me his cassette player. It'll get me through the maze, huh? The janitor always has the keys.
I think Polaris is literally the final mission. So, next week, I'm pretty sure we can finish the game. And that's cool, because that means once we're done, we can still have fun with some of the side content. We're not going to actually start the DLC, because if we start new storylines and such, it's going to be a little weird to stop for Swan Song the week after that. But pretty sure we can finish at least the main campaign of Control next week, so that's pretty cool. Right. Okay. So let's see. We just got a bunch of stuff. Let's go through that, because I'm probably going to forget we have all of that. Next week, what is that? Accuracy. We don't particularly need that. We're okay. Still going to destroy a couple of stuff. Trying to keep those that have to do with charge, because I remember charge being interesting. Alright, not a lot we can destroy in that case. So be it. We can destroy that, we can destroy that, we can destroy that. We're good on that front. Okay, we're doing good on the personal mods. We're able to keep enough space, but the weapons mods, that's not working too well. Hopefully we can upgrade to Pierce, so at least we can equip something there. That's gonna help. Hold on, sorry. Oh, okay. It wants us to see that charge exists. There we go. We've seen it. Let's read all of that, and we'll be stopping there for tonight. Oh, wait, let me go to chat. Something got blocked. Okay, I'm just going to allow that to pass through. Says this after running a Weaver is the Trinity campaign, but that was one game because all the players went anti-Weaver. Makes sense. Do you know the optional boss inside a giant hole which looks like a sack? I think some sort of mold boss. I quit Control on there. I don't remember it, but probably. I'm pretty sure I did all the bosses, but I could be wrong. And looking at the logs now, I'm realizing that Nightbot is really just running one of the timers it's supposed to run. It's running the rules one, but it is not running the Geomid network one anymore, or the Right to Remember one. That is a problem. Let me reduce those to 30 minutes. Just want to make sure that they run, because we would like to... Oh, okay. He just did the Geomid network, like for the first time tonight from what I can see. Huh. Oh, well. Okay. That was weird. But, okay then. Alrighty then. So, sorry about that, everyone. Let's read the new things we just got, and we'll be ending there for tonight. Albany AWE 29 Event Summary. A response team was dispatched to a possible AWE in progress at Redacted Albany. At the scene, the team encountered and retrieved AI-63, Altered Item 63. Event response. The Bureau had discovered numerous online message boards regarding loud noises coming from an abandoned shipping warehouse belonging to the Redacted Corporation. Local law enforcement had discovered numerous bodies in various states of mutilation in the vicinity. This, along with the noises, were considered to be evidence of a werewolf due to the fact that they only occurred on the last 3 full moons. Field Agent Redacted accompanied a squad of ranger trainees to the site as a form of field training. The likelihood of a genuine AWE was considered low. Despite this evaluation, the team encountered a highly volatile altered item, which they successfully retrieved. That's interesting because earlier on I said I would love to have a control game where we follow a team of rangers, and that's what I was thinking about. Like, there could be a bunch literally like this. Like, they didn't think it would be such a big deal, and it starts with a simple AWE that turns much bigger than they expected, and they thought it would be good field training. So we could see our characters start over the span of I think I said 5 years with this thing where they're all noobs up into 5 years later. They're the veterans. They're the ones who survived through, well, at least those that did survive, because we'd lose some along the way. But those that did survive are the veterans showing the ropes to other people. I enjoy seeing characters progress, and I enjoy seeing them grow up to a certain sense. Like, even sometimes literally. Like, one of my favorite characters in the whole of the Star Wars canon is Ahsoka, because she starts up as this inexperienced teenager, and she grows up to become an experienced veteran general. It's an actual honest to God Jedi by the end, and it's amazing to see her grow through all of that. So that's why I'd be interested into a control game spanning about 5 years, 2 or 3 AWEs, and the same team of characters growing and evolving through that. That would be a goddamn interesting game to me. Oh, Rose, you didn't know there was a Discord. Yeah, and that's why I really wanted the Geomid Network thing to go. Yeah, Rose, check it out if you would. The Geomid Network is a Discord that is being handled by Cyber Record, who also does they own thing. Bunch of cool werewolf tools projects that they're working on. Really good stuff over there. And the Geomid Network essentially is a collection of people who like werewolf, but also a bunch of content creators hang over there as well. I'm just one of them, but Amelin from the Werewolf Den is there often. Touring from the Apocalyptic, no, not the Apocalyptic, what am I saying? The Lore of the Apocalypse podcast is there. There's a whole bunch of really cool people on the Geomid Network. The Werewolf podcast, people are there as well. So please check it out and come hang with us. You'd be completely welcome. I have 2 channels over there. One where I make some announcements, news, and the other one is just there to chat, talk about the stream, but also about A Right to Remember, which is my lore videos, my narrative series of lore videos. So if you didn't know, well, now you do, and you're welcome there. Everyone is welcome there, of course. I feel like this game you making will be a lot like Paranoia. I'm not sure I'm following. So the game that I'm talking about, or you mean the one I'm doing for Unbound? Not sure. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm trying to puzzle that, but I'm sorry, I cannot. But yeah, Rose, you're welcome. Void as well. I think you're already a member. Yeah. Okay, let's finish reading this because tomorrow work. Albany supplements. Upon arrival, the squad broke into the warehouse and discovered boxes of undelivered merchandise abandoned by the previous owner of the warehouse. As they investigated, the noise, redacted, along the south side of the building caused it to collapse inward. Wooden crates in accelerated physical redacted from redacted rendered field agent redacted and 2 of the trainees unconscious. The other escaped the warehouse before it collapsed entirely. In the rubble, they found altered item 63 at the origin of the redacted, attracting and repelling debris. They stood guard around the item until the moon set, at which point the altered effect ceased. They returned the item to the Bureau without further incident. No fatalities occurred. The collapse of the warehouse was not witnessed by civilians, and thus no re-informing of the communications department was required. Another thing I wanted to discuss about the theoretical control game I'm talking about. Alan Wake outstayed its welcome a little bit. Like, there wasn't a lot of variety. We've talked a lot about that while we were playing Alan Wake. Like, the combat was redundant. It was often the same kind of scenario. So it was like the same AWE for too long. Whereas Control fixes that because you have several problems at the same time, giving you a little bit of variety, yes. But I would say to some extent, sometimes you have too many. And it's just like a cool, quick scene, but it doesn't always leave some impact. Like the clock thing definitely left some impact. The former with the fridge and Philip, that left an impact, right, for sure. But a lot of the other objects of power were just like quickly done with, kind of cool, but I've already forgotten about them. So a game that focuses on, let's say 2 to 4 AWEs with their concept, you get enough time to really develop them, live them, experience all they have to offer, but they don't overstay their welcome. And you may not have all the answers when you're done. Like, the thing is contained, you're bringing it back to the Bureau, and you can still be left with some questions, you can still be left with some weird mystery. And maybe, throughout the game, sometimes you hear back or you find a file and like, oh crap, that thing, that altered item we found 3 years ago is still doing things in the containment sector, and we thought we had resolved things, but then it's doing new things. You can revisit those things, but at the end of the day, they neither outstay their welcome so that it becomes stale or just become quick surface, barely explored. Just kind of like this, for example, like this weird hand chair. Like, it was cool, but tomorrow morning when I wake up, I won't remember that there was a weird blue chair dealing, with gravity, and that this team of new people found it. Like, I'm gonna forget all about that, but it's interesting. Like, we could zoom in on that and live that story for, I don't know, 5 or 6 hours before moving on to the next AWE, and make all of these events special and unique and fun. And you don't need to have, like, I don't know how many Altered World events there are, but like, let's say if we look 1, 2, well, actually, Albany, Bright Falls, Boot, Emergency, and Ordinary. Okay, so that's like just 5 roughly there, but look at all the altered items, and most of the, actually all of these we can cross paths with in the game. That's too many. They're not gonna leave their marks. Okay, that's a song. We don't need to watch that, but I will absolutely listen. Sorry, the hotline. You've seen the foundation / base of the building / tree. The house grew there / here / everywhere. We are there / everywhere. We have a socket / door there. it is a direct link. That is really interesting. I think that's the door. Implying ties to things like Yggdrasil and the Hollow Earth theory. That's a lot. That's a lot to take in from a simple concept, a simple, quick video like that. Damn. Okay. Enough for tonight, though. However, unless there's some new things that we can upgrade. Nope, we're good. Okay. Let's make sure the game is saved. Perfect. Alrighty then. So, thanks for coming, everyone. I hope you had a blast. As usual, I did personally, and hopefully I was able to share with you a little bit more of the wackiness and incredible world building of the game Control. And most likely we will be able to complete our task, which is finishing this game for next week, because after that I'm really excited to start Swan Song. So thanks for coming, everyone. See you all in a week, and until then, good night.